You guys want to see something super gross? Oh my God, that is even worse up close. That's all sorts of ugly. We're gonna need to fix this for sure. Okay, so that's still pretty ugly. Oh God, ignore that. But it looks way better than it did before. Okay, now we can install some railing. What's up everybody, Mark here from Remarkable Woodworks. In this week's episode, I am back at my buddy Adam's house with yet another surprise, and this time I am going for tiers. So you might remember Adam from a couple videos ago. I came up here and I helped him build this bridge that's in his garden. While I was here, I couldn't help but notice that his deck, it needed some love. So in the middle of May, I came back up to give it a much needed Micro Pro Sienna Mark Racing makeover. It's a lot of M words. Are we doing that on purpose? You can find that makeover video over on the Cottage Life channel. I'll link that below. I'm not gonna give away the ending or anything, but at the end of the video, Adam hooks me up with a pretty cool gift.
Last time you were here, you were saying that you were doing something wrong because you didn't have one.
Yeah. Shut up!
For real? Yeah, dude.
So when we gave the deck a makeover, I told Adam I'd be back in a couple of weeks to do the railings, and like I said, that was back in May. It's damn near fall. So we gotta fix this today because that has OSHA violation written all over it. So the solution is to install some beautiful crystal rail glass railings. And the problem is, I've never actually installed it before. Okay, so if you don't know what crystal rail is, basically you have these pods, okay? This mounts to the deck, the glass slides in here, and then these gaskets go inside like that, and they pinch the glass, hold the glass in place, so you don't actually have a handrail. It's just these giant, beautiful, floating glass panels. Now inside these pods, you have this light in here. That's an LED light that cascades a light and illuminates the perimeter of the glass. So at nighttime, you have this stunning visual of clear glass and beautiful straight LED lights. Oh, it looks like a dream. But like I said, I've never actually installed this before, so there's a 97% chance I'm gonna frig this up. Now when it comes to fastening the pods to your deck, you have two different options. You have your leg bolts and a through plate, or your 6-inch structural screws. Now Regal has all the engineered specs for both options to make sure that you are covered with your local municipality. However, today we're gonna use both options, and this is why. Blocking. Now that's this stuff right here. We did a quick takeoff of where the pods were gonna land, and then we went ahead and installed 6x6 posts inside each cavity. That way, the 6-inch structural screw will have more than enough meat and potatoes to sink into to hold the pod in place. Now, because the deck is pre-existing, if we used this plate and one of these holes here landed on a joist, then we would have to get into reframing things, and ain't nobody got time for that. So speaking of time, actually, let's get to work. So the copper right now is just acting as my story stick. I can basically take the measurement that I want for the glass, so that's how long the glass panel is going to be off of that gap over there on the corner, and then I can mark my center right there. I can line that up with the center of my pods, and then I'll be able to mark my gap here, transfer that line onto the deck, and then I'll be able to use my speed square like this, line these lines up like that. Then I can transfer this and line this up with my next pod. That way I know that my gaps and my measurements are all spaced accordingly, and these pods are all in a perfect line. Here I've mounted everything, and I have to drill a hole so that the lighting wire will fish down inside there, and if that lands on some blocking, boy do I have the bit for you.
That is a dirty bit.
So this might be a bit aggressive. You don't need something like this. Clearly I'm overcompensating for something. That'll never get old. I love it.
Like a glove.
Glass cage of emotion. Mother. For context, the stairs that were there before were super illegal, not even close to being up to code, so I changed them from a 4-step to a 3-step. However, I ordered a 4-step piece of glass. So we are about 5 inches too big for what we need, which means
I'll be back.
All right, let's talk takeaways. Mainly the lighting, because honestly, that was the most intimidating part of the process for me. I'm the furthest thing from an electrician, but Regal has made this super easy to install. You have an RF switch, which plugs into the transponder. Everything has male and female connectors, so it's just plug and play. There's even arrows identifying which way the connectors go, so you really can't mess things up. So you just connect everything together, tuck the wires up underneath the deck with some staples, you plug it all into the wall, and everything runs off of a remote, which responds to the RF switch, which means there is no hardwiring whatsoever. The trickiest part about the entire process is pouring the epoxy into the clips. Now, Regal Ideas makes a kit with everything that you're gonna need for this, but you're definitely gonna wanna save some curse words for this part of the project, because if you are anything like me, you're gonna use your fair share. So just trust me, when you get to the epoxy part, just take your time and you should be good. Now there's a really good Deckstars webinar video that my friends Dave and Joey hosted here on YouTube. I will link that below. They do a really good job at walking you through the entire installation process. So whether you're a seasoned pro or a DIY enthusiast, it's a great resource to reference before you take on your first crystal rail installation project. So thanks Adam for having me out. I will be sure to get those stairs taken care of for you, and a huge shout out to Regal Ideas for making the crystal rail installation so easy. Even I can do it. And that, my friends, is gonna do it for this week's episode. So if you like this video, please do all the things that you're supposed to do when that happens. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram. I love you all equally, and I'll see you on the next one. Feel like Jack Nicholson Joker. Remember when he pulls that thing out? That big gun. Okay, back to work.